Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Hollywood lives to fight another day.
Yay.
Yay.
But actually, I'm happy for the people that, were impacted in a positive way.
Yeah, that's true. Hollywood workers going on strike, union members, the strike has been averted. Now, some union members are saying it was not enough. It's not enough. But in a case like this, I actually do agree with the workers. We've talked before, and we're going to actually talk about unions in another video. In a case of the working conditions being deplorable, I do agree with unionizing if that is the only way you can get any kind of action,
Well, in this case, they have a union, but they had to have the union come in because people were like going without eating, without, days without breaks, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think a lot of these situations, companies take advantage by putting you on salary too. I've been in that situation before where it's like you're salaried, you're supposed to work 40 or 45 hours a week, and it winds up being like 65 hours a week.
And if you're one of the high paid actors, okay, it's understandable. But everybody else, they should be in shifts or something so they don't have to work like as many hours for like a fraction of the pay.
So we're gonna talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 237,000 subs.
Woo! This
you so much for the support. We do talk about pop culture, talk about Disney, talk about movies, Hollywood, and this was kind of the perfect storm because, this would have been catastrophic for Hollywood had this strike happened. It would have ground most productions to a standstill, except for animation. Animation wasn't covered by the strike, but pretty much every other kind of worker, grunt worker.
Why do you think that the studios are pushing for animation so much?
Well, yeah, we were actually going to talk about that in a separate video. Decided it wasn't really worth talking about them, but they basically said that all of Disney's animated shows and HBO's animated shows would have continued. And it's almost like it was insurance, if we can't do live action, we can still do animation. Anyway, looks like this has been worked out. Hollywood strike averted as IATSE and AMPTP, those are the unions, reached deal on new film and TV contract. Now, as I understand it, it's pronounced IATSE.
No.
Not members, so I don't know.
But I think that the cutoff for the negotiations was supposed to be for Monday.
Yeah,
they got something, ahead of that.
Yeah, they always wait until the very, very last minute.
Right.
The bargaining chip.
What did you think was going to change in that time?
Well, I think they're trying to get them to sweat, the studios to sweat. Hey, Hollywood is going to burn come Monday because everything stops.
Well, not just that. I mean, a lot of times, both sides will do this, but I mean, on Hollywood side, what was that going to change? Nothing. Chicken.
Yeah, it's a game of chicken.
Well, Hollywood blinked first, apparently.
All right. So with Hollywood on edge and picket signs at the ready, IATSE and AMPTP, I don't know, have reached an agreement on new film and TV contracts, averting a threatened nationwide strike. And there are people who are members of these unions outside of Hollywood as well. Again, I'm not a member of either of these, so it doesn't really matter. The new 3-year contract, which now must be ratified by the union's members, comes just hours before the deadline.
Okay, it was midnight Sunday. Okay.
Yep. It took a lot to get here, but this is a good deal, a fair deal for everyone concerned. An individual close to the sometimes strained negotiations told Deadline, once all the final contract language was agreed on Saturday, time to break out the cigars. This is a Hollywood ending.
Blah, blah, blah.
Our members stood firm. They're tough and united. We went toe-to-toe with some of the richest and most powerful entertainment and tech companies in the world. We have now reached an agreement with the AMPTP. I don't know that meets our members' needs. Solidarity is more than a word. Now, this is interesting. Everybody is striking this month. It actually is Striketober. I'm not kidding. That's the thing. Yeah, everybody.
It is?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you were making that up.
No, I did a video yesterday talking about how activists don't make very good employees, and a lot of them are taking advantage of Striketober. And a lot of them are doing walkouts and whatever, not necessarily for better working conditions. Some of them, it's just they have their panties in a bunch about something. But it's right now this month, like everybody's just on strike, apparently.
That's funny. I thought you kind of pulled that out of your butt, but apparently not.
No, it's strike. So, yeah, move over Inktober. Now it's Striketober.
Hey, which we didn't look into that. They still don't. I haven't seen much about Inktober this year. Have you?
They are, but I don't think as many people are participating in that. For those of you who don't know, there was some controversy around the guy who coined the phrase Inktober, allegedly stealing content for his art book from another
Well, not
artist's
just
book.
that. He tried to copyright it and all kinds of stuff after he got this movement going.
It left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. I know some people are still doing it, but it's not everywhere like it used to be.
Yeah, like I'm not seeing much. I mean, some people are seeing, but I haven't seen a whole lot. So speaking of, Striketober, maybe people are striking from Inktober.
Maybe somebody will trademark Striketober.
There you go. Oh, better be careful now. He's probably going to do that too. Anyway, go ahead.
It kind of sounds like a sci-fi movie, doesn't it?
Striketober, yeah.
Striketober. Anyway.
The strike for Red October. I don't know.
Our members will see significant improvements, but our employers will also benefit.
Oh, yes. But they always benefit. When don't they benefit?
The settlement allows pre-production, production, and post-production to continue without interruption. Workers should have improved morale and be more alert. Health and safety standards have been upgraded.
Good, because it's not okay.
Everybody gets an extra cup of coffee and an extra hour to sleep per week. We'll get you a bigger cot.
I'm sure they're going to tell us what the things are.
Okay. More details are to come, but deal points include improved wages and working conditions for streaming, 10-hour turnaround times between shifts.
There's even retail, there's supposed to be so many hours before they can turn you around on another shift.
Supposed to be.
Yeah, but these guys, we weren't even getting that.
I used to work at this gym, and I used to work until like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I'd turn around and come in at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to open too. So it depends. That was in California.
Yeah, but that was years and years ago. There's been things put in place since.
I wasn't unionized. I wasn't in a union. Martin Luther King Day is now a holiday. Diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives increased funding of the health and pension plans and a 3% rate increase every year for the duration of the yet-to-be-approved contracts. Only a 3-year contract, though. So I got to wonder, knowing how these companies operate, I got to wonder if they're like, okay, we're gonna sign this for 3 years. In the interim, we're going to find as many non-union employees as we can.
That could.
And get the hell out of this deal. I got to wonder. So they wanted to sell the rate increase around 3% for the first year and then shift it down to 2.5% or even less for the subsequent.
Okay, I'm not trying to be a bitch here, but considering how much money these Hollywood studios get for TV shows, for just the commercials on these streaming networks, because they're running them now, just for, movies and films and stuff like that, paying people fairly wasn't going to break you. It would just mean you weren't going to take as much of the cut. And, because there's all that Hollywood accounting. There's all these films that made millions of dollars that somehow still didn't break even, so they don't have to pay residuals and stuff. You know what? Bullshit.
All right.
0.5%, wasn't going to break you.
No. And really, this is about streaming because there is, more demand for content now, and they're trying to make up lost time, I think, because of the pandemic and the lockdowns and all that jazz. But Variety says, hey, it's not enough, guys. It's not enough. Heather Fink says it's not enough because she spent her life working on film and TV sets. She said the fact that the entertainment industry was nearly plunged into a shutdown served as an awakening. We lost so much year after year, but now they have our collective voice. They have more of our heart than they've ever had in the history of IATSE because it's never been so big. I think what's going to happen, and especially looking at Bob Chapek and stuff, I think what's going to happen is, like I said, they're gonna look for alternatives. They're signing a 3-year contract. This isn't a forever thing. This is a Band-Aid, I think, for now. Over 98% of the crew members voted to authorize a strike. The agreement could not be reached. Many of us realized, wow, okay, that's not normal and that's not okay. Talking about
it does about the celebrities going on. No one mentioned us. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right? We're not union, though. While many workers are happy an agreement has been reached, not all crew members are thrilled with the agreement for a new 3-year contract. It's only 3 years, guys. That gives them time. That gives them time.
Well, they're like the wages and working conditions and the 10-hour turnaround aren't enough.
It doesn't go far enough. Turnaround is a term for the minimum time between shifts. Yeah, this is pretty typical for any industry. Says costume designer is torn. Part of me wanted us to strike and put real pressure on them to meet our demands. I do know I'm hearing mixed opinions. IATSE leadership says it's a good deal, yet a lot of our members are saying it's not enough. Not enough. I don't know. You don't have to work in the entertainment
Well, I was
industry?
going to say, I mean, the flip side is where I agree with them in the regards to they were being, the working conditions were terrible. And I agree to them for pushing back. I do agree. If you reach an agreement and you still don't like it, the thing I can tell you is go do something else. Because for the next 3 years at least, that's what it's going to be. And it's not a big deal if you don't like it and you don't feel it's enough and you feel you're being overworked and you don't think it's equitable to what you want, then just go do something else. There's lots of jobs right now.
There are tons of jobs. Somebody tried to argue, a couple of people tried to argue with me about the number of jobs that are available. I mean, maybe it depends on the part of the country that you're in.
Around here, there's lots of jobs.
In Western PA, I can tell you every other building you go into has a sign on the window, help wanted, or another sign, hey, we're closed Monday or Tuesday because we don't have enough people working here.
I saw people that were offering like ridiculous hourly wages, and they're talking how they were going to pay like every week, or sometimes they were saying we will pay you daily. And I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, there was one, I think it was like a Dollar General or something, or a Dollar Tree or something that has a sign on the door. They said they will pay you like tomorrow. If you start today, I don't know if they're going to like PayPal you money or what, but they will give you. Yeah.
But I'm just like, and that's fine. If they don't think this is enough, that's completely fine. You're allowed to think that. But, then I recommend you do something else.
There you go. You have a choice. So we're going to wrap this one up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.